There's no one-size-fits-all approach to creating a successful fundraising strategy and plan.
People are nervous, right? It's a big deal. We're raising $10 million, even if we're raising $1 or $3 million, depending on the size of the org.
Major gift fundraising is not deadline driven. It really is probably the only type of fundraising, along with planned giving, that is not deadline driven.
AI comes on the scene that's affordable, accessible, that can provide insights and personalization at scale.
That's the first core element of this fundraising engine or funnel, is making sure that the top of your funnel, the beginning of your fundraising process, you are in front of the right people.
What do the people we serve need? And how do we open the door to help them get there?
What happens a lot of times is we get this discomfort or this fear, and our brain tells our body to stop.
We can acquire donors and we can automate everything. And that's where I worry, at least personally, around the perils of AI, that it would remove humans from the interaction.
This is the Intentional Fundraiser podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Intentional Fundraiser podcast, where we help you transform your fundraising so you can transform the world. I'm your host, Tammy Zonker. But let me start with a question. Have you ever felt like you're chasing shadows, reaching out to major donors who never reply, or pouring your heart into asks that go nowhere? If so, you're not alone. In fact, you're in very good company. In this episode, I'm sharing the real-world challenges major gift officers face, and more importantly, the practical solutions that can turn your struggles into success stories. Whether you're building your major donor program from scratch or looking to take your results to the next level, this episode is for you. So grab your notebook or laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's get intentional about major gifts. Let's be honest. Major gifts are the lifeblood of transformational change in our sector. After nearly 30 years in this field, I've seen how the right major donor strategy can propel an organization's mission to new heights. But I've also seen the pitfalls that can stall even the most passionate teams. Let's walk through the 7 most common pain points that major gift officers face. And as I do, I want you to think about which ones resonate with your own experience. The first is difficulty engaging and qualifying prospects. Have you ever spent hours reaching out to prospects only to be met with silence or polite brush-offs? It's frustrating, right? Often, this happens because we're reaching out without a clear sense of a prospect's interest or capacity. It's like fishing in an empty pond. No matter how good your bait is, you're not going to catch much. Think about your current prospect list. How many of those names have a genuine connection to your mission? How many are there just because they look good on paper? Another common pain point is the lack of response and ghosting. If I had $1 for every time a promising prospect failed to reply, I'd have a major gift myself. In fact, a recent survey found that 60% of gift officers cited no response at all as their biggest challenge when securing meetings with potential major donors. Sometimes prospects agree to meet, but then postpone or avoid setting a firm date, what I call the runaround. Next is insufficient relationship building. Major gift fundraising is fundamentally relational. Yet, under pressure to deliver quick results, it's tempting to treat major donors as a monolith. But donors aren't ATMs. They're people, each with unique motivations and interests. Imagine trying to grow a garden by watering every plant the same amount, regardless of its needs. Some will thrive, but many will wither. The same goes for donor relationships. Another common pain point is inexperience and lack of training. Especially in smaller organizations, major gift officers are often thrust into the role with little specialized training. The result? Inconsistent performance, missed opportunities, and a lack of confidence when it comes to those high-stakes asks. Next is discomfort with solicitation. Let's be real. Asking for a major gift can feel daunting, even for seasoned professionals. Organizational culture and personal discomfort can both play a role. especially for teams more accustomed to event based or transactional fundraising. Another pain point is time constraints and administrative burden. Major gift officers are frequently bogged down by reporting requirements, data entry, and other administrative tasks, leaving little time for what matters most: building relationships with donors. Unrealistic metrics focused solely on dollars raised can make this problem even worse. And last but not least is poor donor stewardship and retention. Finally, even after a gift is secured, many organizations fall short in maintaining regular, personalized communication. This erodes trust and reduces the likelihood of future support, a critical issue as donor retention rates continue to decline across the sector. Let's pause for a moment. Which of these pain points feels most familiar to you? Jot it down, or better yet, share it with a colleague. Awareness is the first step towards change. Now let's talk solutions. Over the years, I've learned that overcoming these challenges requires a blend of smart strategy, the right tools, and most importantly, a relentless focus on relationships. Let's break down what works step by step. Step 1, invest in robust prospect research. The key here is not to guess, but to know. Use tools like Donor Search, Blackbaud Razor's Edge NXT, or your CRM's wealth screening features to identify prospects who have both the capacity and affinity for your mission. Collaborating with board members for warm introductions can dramatically increase your success rate. Case in point, I once worked with an arts organization that relied on cold lists for years, with little to show for it. When they started leveraging their board's networks and using wealth screening, their number of qualified prospects doubled in a single quarter. Here's an action step for you. This week, review your top 20 prospects. How many have been pre-qualified through research or a personal connection? If the answer is not many, it's time to dig deeper. Step 2, persistence and personalization in outreach. Don't rely on a single email or call. Use a multi-touch approach. Handwritten notes, LinkedIn messages, or invitations to exclusive events. Referencing a mutual connection or shared interest in your outreach immediately makes your request more relevant and less cold. I once sent a handwritten note to a prospect who loved gardening, along with a packet of wildflower seeds. Not only did I get a meeting, but we spent half the time talking about our favorite perennials. Question: what's one creative way you could personalize your next donor outreach? Think beyond the inbox. Step 3, build authentic, individualized relationships. Develop individualized cultivation plans. Take the time to learn about each donor's motivations, interests, and history with your organization. Involve them in your mission through site visits, advisory roles, or special events. Think of donor relationships like tending a bonsai tree. Careful, consistent attention leads to beautiful, lasting results. Another action step for you. For your top 5 prospects, jot down one new thing you could do this month to deepen the relationship. Step 4, prioritize professional development. Major gift fundraising is not intuitive, it's a craft. Attend seminars, workshops, and seek mentorship from experienced colleagues. Organizations that invest in ongoing training see dividends in both performance and morale. More nonprofits are investing in peer learning circles and mentorship programs to build confidence and expertise among their fundraising teams. Here's a suggestion. If you haven't already, set aside time each quarter for professional development, whether it's a seminar, a book, or a coffee with a mentor. Step 5, practice solicitation and develop a compelling case. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Role-play solicitations with colleagues and develop clear, mission-aligned asks. Being transparent about the need helps both the asker and the donor feel comfortable. I'll never forget my first major gift ask. My voice shook, my palms were sweaty, but I'd practiced my case so many times that when the moment came, I was ready. And you know what? The donor said yes. not because I was perfect, but because I was authentic. I suggest you try role playing your next solicitation with a colleague. It may feel awkward at first, but practice builds confidence. Step 6. Leverage technology to reduce administrative burden. Adopt donor management systems like Donor Perfect, Neon CRM, Charity Engine, or Bloomerang to automate routine tasks and centralize donor information. Delegate or streamline reporting where possible so you can focus on building relationships. Think of your CRM as the engine under the hood. It's not glamorous, but it keeps everything running smoothly. Another action step for you: audit your current administrative tasks. What can be automated or delegated to free up more time for donor engagement? Step 7. Make stewardship as intentional as cultivation. Thank donors promptly and personally, share impact stories, and maintain regular touchpoints. Set stewardship reminders in your CRM to ensure no donor falls through the cracks. I once worked with a university that sent handwritten thank you notes within 48 hours of every major gift. Their donor retention rate soared to over 76%, proof that gratitude is a powerful retention tool. Question: when was the last time you reached out to a major donor just to say thank you with no ask attached? Put a reminder in your calendar right now. Let me share a recent example that illustrates the power of these strategies in action. An education institute I consulted with was struggling to grow its major donor base. By introducing a formal major donor club, implementing structured upgrade systems, and personalizing communications, they achieved a staggering 453% increase in donors contributing $1,000 or more. Revenue from major donors skyrocketed from $117,000 to over $1.3 million annually. What made the difference? According to the team, it was a structured upgrade systems to encourage increased giving, personalized communication and invitations, and adequate recognition and appreciation for significant donors. This transformation didn't happen overnight, but it's proof that with the right approach, major gift fundraising can be both sustainable and scalable. Let me ask you, what's one small change you could make this quarter to move your major gift program in the right direction? Here are some of the products and services I've found most effective for major gift fundraising. Donor Search for prospect research and wealth screening. Blackbaud Razor's Edge NXT, an all-in-one CRM and fundraising analytics. Donor Perfect, which offers customizable donor management and reporting. Bloomerang for their donor retention and segmentation capabilities. And Double the Donation for matching gift automation. But here's a pro tip. Don't try to implement every tool at once. Start with the one that addresses your biggest pain point and build from there. Let's recap with some clear, actionable steps you can take right now. Invest in prospect research to focus your efforts on high-potential donors. Use a multi-channel, personalized approach for outreach and follow-up. Develop individualized cultivation and stewardship plans for each major donor. Prioritize ongoing training and mentorship for your fundraising team. Leverage technology to automate administrative tasks and track donor engagement. Set clear, relationship-focused metrics, not just dollars raised. Celebrate and recognize your major donors in meaningful ways. Here's my challenge to you. I want you to pick one of these action steps and commit to implementing it this week. Tell a colleague or accountability partner what you're working on. They can help cheer you on. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the challenges of major gift fundraising, know that you're not alone. The landscape is shifting. Recent data shows that while total giving is near all-time highs, donor retention and acquisition remain tough nuts to crack. But with the right strategy, tools, and mindset, you can build a major donor program that not only meets your goals, but transforms your organization. In my own journey, I've learned that persistence, empathy, and a willingness to adapt are your best allies. I encourage you to share your own experiences, questions, or success stories. Let's learn from each other and keep raising the bar for our sector. So, what's your biggest challenge in major gift fundraising right now? What's one strategy you're excited to try? I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a message. Let's bring it all together. Major gift fundraising isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about building genuine relationships, stewarding generosity, and fueling the missions that matter most. When you approach your work with intentionality, empathy, and a willingness to learn, you become not just a fundraiser, but a catalyst for transformation. Thank you for joining me today on the Intentional Fundraiser podcast. Remember, every step you take to build stronger relationships and smarter strategies brings you and your organization closer to transformational impact. Until next time, keep transforming your fundraising so you can transform the world.
The Intentional Fundraiser podcast is a Fundraising Transformed original. I'm Trent Thompson, the executive producer and CMO and head of community at Fundraising Transform. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review it and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Visit fundraisingtransform.com to get resources mentioned during this episode and subscribe to our Scaling Major Gifts newsletter.